Hi, I'm Bill Laboon, Technical Education Lead at Web3 Foundation here in Zug, Switzerland. And today I want to show you how you can vote and take part in the democracy system on Kusama or Polkadot. So I will be going through this on Kusama, but the steps are essentially the same on Polkadot as well. So first, when you go to Polkadot.js, you will notice there is a governance and democracy pull down here, which you can see the little 3 indicator. So there are a couple of things happening here. When we look at this page, you see that there is a referenda. So one referendum listed here and proposals. So a proposal is just some proposal to do something. It's a command to the system that you are proposing that you want to do. And what you will see every 7 days on Kusama or every 28 days on Polkadot, one of these proposals becomes a referendum, either one of these proposals or a proposal from the council. At that point, the combined stake of the community, so all the Kusama or all the DOT, are able to vote on whether or not this proposal should take place. So in this instance, the referendum is for staking set validator count. So setting the number of validators to 700. It's currently 600 on Kusama. So and we have 3 days left to vote on this. The voting periods are 7 days. Every 7 days, a new item will come up. So this has been up for a while, and we've got a little over 3 days to vote on it. And if it's passed, then it will come into effect. That is, the number of validators will increase to 700. The ideal number of validators would increase to 700 after 11 days and 4 hours. So this shows you the exact block that will take effect. We also can see a little bit more information here. We see that there's currently 1.01% turnout, and 17.35% have voted aye or yes, which indicates that it is failing. So it is not passing currently. That doesn't mean it won't pass in the next 3 days, but with the votes now, it is not passing. So you'll note it also says supermajority approval. Different kinds of referenda require different amounts to pass. So a standard proposal that is proposed from the public will require a supermajority to pass. And the supermajority actually varies based on the turnout. If a proposal becomes a referendum via the council, then if the council voted unanimously, it's actually sort of the opposite of a supermajority approval. It is biased towards passing, and the lower the turnout, the easier it is to pass. If it's from the council, but the council was not unanimous, then it's a simple majority carries vote. That is 50% plus 1. So this will tell you, and I'll actually show you a way of figuring out a little bit more precisely what the votes necessary to pass it are in a moment. So here we can see ayes. We have 12 accounts that have voted aye, so that's aye 12, with a weighted total of 16,990 Kusama. And I'll talk about how weighting works momentarily. And 7 accounts that have voted nay, with a weighted total of 75,137. So when you vote, it is not the number of accounts that matter. It is the amount of weighted Kusama. So if you have 100 accounts with 1 Kusama voting in favor of something, and 1 account with 1,000,000 Kusama voting against it, then that 1 account with 1,000,000 Kusama will win. And this may sound anti-democratic at first, but when you consider that there's no real way of verifying how many real entities are behind these accounts, right? If you did have 1,000,000 Kusama, you could just as easily make 1,000,000 separate accounts after paying for transaction fees, and sort of pretending to vote as 1,000,000 different people. And so this is based on the number of Kusama that are in favor of it. However, I already mentioned you can weight your vote. So basically, the longer you lock your vote up, the more weight it is given. And you can actually increase the weight of your vote by up to 6 times by locking for up to 256 days. Now, before you vote on this, you may want to know, all right, well, let's hear some information about this. What would be the pluses and minuses? What are you actually asking for? I like to click on this icon, which will take you to the Polk Assembly page for this referendum, where you can see a little bit more information about the particular referendum. And you may also occasionally see comments below as people discuss it. This one doesn't have any comments on it. But we can see here the ayes have 16,990, nays 75,135. And in order for this to pass, we're going to need to have 359,245 weighted Kusama voting for it before it will pass. So that, of course, assumes that no one is voting nay and that they're voting at 1x weight. There are some assumptions here, but it's a good idea to see if something is close to passing or not close to passing or close to failing or not close to failing. Here we can see that it's actually rather far away from passing, but again, turnout is quite low here at only 1%. Another place to look is the Kusama direction channel on Matrix chat. So #Kusama /matrix.parity.io is where people meet to discuss different proposals and referenda and the future direction of Kusama. There is also an equivalent Polkadot direction channel, which you can follow if you're interested in learning about the future direction of Polkadot. So I have now decided that I am going to vote in favor of this. So I have 1.5 Kusama in my account. I don't have to vote all of it. I don't need to vote with all of my Kusama. So let's say I just want to vote for half my Kusama, half a Kusama. I then can change my conviction. So one of the things when you do vote, your Kusama will be locked until the end of the voting period. And by default, after that, you will get your Kusama back. However, at that point, then your vote is only worth 1/10 of the amount of Kusama that you're voting with. If you want to vote with, so that would be worth 0.05 of a Kusama. If I wanted this to actually be worth half a Kusama, my vote, I would have to lock for 1 enactment period, which is 8 days on Kusama or 28 on Polkadot. And if I really, really believed in this, I could lock up 2 enactment periods or 16 days, in which case my vote would count as 1 Kusama, all the way up to 6x, where this half a Kusama vote would count as 3 Kusama, but I would have to lock up for 32 enactment periods, which is 256 days. So here I'm just going to vote for 1x. So this will count as half a Kusama. And I'm going to vote aye. I want to change the number of validators. So if I want to see more information, I can always click here, which will show me some more detailed information about what I'm actually voting on and what message I'm sending. Sign and submit. Okay, so we will soon see the ayes increase slightly here with my extra half a Kusama voting for it. Yeah, we can see there it is. But let's say that, so now I have voted and I don't have to do anything else from this point, and my vote will be counted. However, let's say that I have a change of heart. I decide that, you know what, really I do not want to increase the number of validators. It should say at 600 and not 700. As long as there is still time remaining in the voting period, then I can change my vote simply by voting again. Since the same account can only vote once, then this will actually take away the vote for I and put that vote to nay. So here I am going to keep my vote value the same and conviction the same, but I'm going to vote nay. Once again, sign and submit. And you can see that the ayes reduced by half a Kusama weighted, and the nays increased by half a Kusama weighted. So I hope this has whet your appetite for participating in Kusama, Polkadot, or really any other substrate chain that supports democracy in their referenda.